Welcome to episode number 1 of the Hometown Heroes little mini pod YouTube video. I know it's not what we usually do. Usually we got a full in podcast form. First of all, I'm happy you're back. Everybody, bring it in. Come on. Bring it back in a little bit. All right, there you go. Good job. We've woken up from hibernation, okay? From our long drought that has been with us without the NFL season since the Super Bowl. Lucas, okay, well, you want to explain to everybody what's going on here?
With what? Well,
yes.
What we're doing?
Yeah, what we're doing here? Because this is not normal.
So number 1. All right, season 2 of the pod. All right, good stuff happening.
I'm so excited. Okay. I've been bugging Lucas like crazy.
I was gonna say this man Jackson has been texting me. So like we set a date of when to start the pod,
and
then he texts me like 2 months before, and he's like, "Hey, let's start the pod." And I'm like, "Bro, we already decided we're starting the pod now." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right." And then it's like a month away, and he's like, "Hey man, let's start doing the pod." And I'm like, "Jackson, we already picked a date. We talked about this. Like, this is when we decided we were gonna do the pod."
I've been itching,
like,
bro.
And then it's like a week before, and he's like, "Let's just do an episode this week." And I'm like, "We already decided what's going on." But, anyways,
I've been
there's a goose that I can hear just flacking away outside right now. Freaked me out for
little goose, bro. All right, so Lucas is at home. I am obviously at home for all those reasons. Anyway, but
welcome to the Corona apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay. And this is what's happened in the Corona apocalypse. You move back home and you do pods.
And you stare at geese outside the window.
Extra episodes. All right. Our hometown hero segment that we did every week in our pod, was kind of, some people liked it, some people didn't like it, because some people don't care about the Titans and Cowboys. For those people, all I have to say is that you are losers. All right?
Losers. All of you.
Okay.
Hashtag don't give a.
So anyways, we also noticed sometimes that it seemed like that part of our pod was going a little extra long, and it was making our episodes too long, so we're making our own segment.
Yes.
Separate episode deal. That will be our hometown heroes. We'll talk all about the Titans and Cowboys every week. And then we'll still do our regular episode of the Go For Two podcast where we have like 5 to 8 topics or whatever. And we'll do our pick'ems. And we're introducing some new stuff this season. We're going to start doing calling it.
Yes.
Right? So I can just scream something random. Like if I want to call that my fish tank will explode in 4 seconds and it explodes in 4 seconds, then I get a point on my win-loss from our pick'ems.
Yes, we want to add some flair.
So I get a win. And then if my calling is wrong, then I get a loss, of course. And then we'll still be doing our bets, so that'll be fun.
Absolutely.
Right. Last year we tied, I think.
We tied in the bets. I won the win-loss, though.
You won the pick'em. Yeah. You won the pick'em.
I won the pick'em.
Which we can't even do right.
No, we can't. We're actually gonna have a while before we can.
I've got an idea for some pick'ems for next week.
So ooh.
When people come for the pot next week. But anyways, this is our first episode back. Wanted to give y'all a quick little deal about like kind of what's going on, what we're going to do, and looking forward to a new year of football because we need it right now.
Yeah, we could definitely use some football, man. I am ready. We're not stopping. Okay, we're not stopping. This is obviously this is Hometown Heroes, and we'll talk about this later in the podcast, like our official episode that goes out to everybody. But this being the YouTube video that we're going to post obviously in our channel, we're not stopping until Super Bowl is over. Right, so we're starting here. What's today's date, Lucas? April 13th. All right, and we ain't stopping until Super Bowl. What is it? What's the next one? 55?
I can never keep track because it's just like the
Super Bowl 2021 until it's over. The next Super Bowl, until the 2020 season is over.
I see it and I'm like, oh, it's Super Bowl Roman numeral. Cool.
Super Bowl Roman numeral. Exactly. Lucas, you want to get into it since we have all this time to talk about just Hometown Hero. We ain't worried about the time limit. It's going to be as short or as long as we want.
Yeah, you're first, since we got to get the lame people out of the way.
Okay, so what you're saying is people that make the playoffs get to go second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, dang it.
Hey, good news, Jackson. All right, you ready? All right,
yeah.
Look. I've been playing a lot of Madden franchise.
You have been. You have been playing a lot of Madden.
And I, of course, play as the Titans, and I played the Cowboys in the Super Bowl like 3 or 4 years in a row. So I think it's a sign of good things to come.
Question. Did those franchises take into account that we lost our center?
No, he was definitely.
Okay, then it's not valid.
But you know what? He didn't take into account
What?
that the fact that the playoff system is changing. So I will call it right now. First official calling on the pod.
Oh, here we go.
The
Clear the
Cowboys
floor.
will be the first team to make the playoffs because of the new system.
Only because of the new system. We will be the first 7 seed.
I can't wait.
Ooh. You know what? I'll take that. Because for the past, I think it's 5 or 6 years, we've had, times we were 8-8. And even last year, going into the last game of the season, you win, you're in. You lose, you go home. That wouldn't have happened. We would have been in the playoffs the past, 6-7 years in a row.
Didn't you need to win 3 weeks in a row?
Okay, this one, yeah, but this one was technically the week before the last because we had to beat Philly, but we didn't.
Then you still had to.
And they beat us with the practice squad.
You lost again.
And then
after that.
Yeah.
You still had a chance. You lost after.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Lucas, I've had time to heal. I've had time to recover. Okay, and I want to give everybody an update. Kind of what's been going on with the Cowboys. This is going to be kind of a bigger, long-winded. So get yourself a comfy armchair, cozy on up, right? Maybe a glass of milk, maybe some cookies next to a fire. All right, Lucas is getting comfy right now on in video format. You can see him. All right, so free agency recap for the Cowboys as Lucas drinks his orange juice. Okay, number one,
Hey, Bobo, don't be hating on the orange juice. That's all we got right now, okay?
I'm not hating. I respect it.
In the Rona apocalypse, you drink what you got. And when you run out of Diet Mountain Dew and Dr. Peppers, you drink orange juice.
Hey, man. I like orange juice. Yo, quick question. Is that pulp or no pulp? I'm a no pulp guy.
This one is no pulp, but I actually like pulp.
Okay. So. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Yeah. Explains a lot of things, actually. So we lost. You guys might have heard of him. His name is Travis Frederick. Okay, he's only a 5-time All-Pro center, 6-time Pro Bowler.
30-minute discussion of Jackson crying about losing.
Listen, this center is an important part of our offense. Okay, because you know why? The last time we didn't have this center. Okay, 2017, we didn't have him. Dak dropped from averaging around 3rd in QBR. He went down to 17th. And Zeke went from averaging 4.6, 4.7 yards per carry down to 3.7. He lost a whole yard from one guy. From one guy, Lucas. This is bad, bro. This is bad. When we don't have Travis Frederick on the team, we play incredibly worse. So, obviously...
Didn't you do better that year, though?
Huh?
Didn't you do better that year?
In record?
When...
Yeah, but our offense was our defense was amazing. Our defense was good that year. There's a lot of other factors. Gosh dang it, Lucas. Anyway, so here's the thing that sucks about losing Travis Frederick. Obviously, we kind of saw this coming. He had the autoimmune issue, disease. So he retires. But because he retired, there's this thing called dead cap. And basically what dead cap is it is salary that still counts against the team, even though the player has been cut or retired from the roster. And it only happens in certain circumstances with incentives and how much they're making per year. But we have $11 million in dead cap space. That means there's $11 million counting against us in the cap for a player that's not even on it no more. So we can't even use that $11 million to go in and sign, say, I don't know, combine it with some other cap to maybe sign Jadeveon Clowney for one. Or maybe could have kept Byron Jones for another.
Yeah, let's be honest. Dak would have got it all. It doesn't matter. Don't even talk about re-signing or signing any extra people. Dak was getting it all.
Yeah. Currently, also, there's another update. Dak hasn't signed his free agency tender or his franchise tender yet. So for all intents and purposes, we have tagged him, meaning nobody else can touch him yet, but he hasn't signed it, meaning that technically he can still sit out. Now he'll lose the cash from the tender, but he could sit out and basically have no other penalty. So there's that. Going over quickly here, we lost Travis Frederick. We lose Randall Cobb. He is signed with the Houston Texans. Me and Lucas are going to talk about that a lot in the next, this current episode of the pod. Lose Randall Cobb. He goes to Houston on a 3-year deal. We lost a locker room legend, our leadership, Jason Witten. He went to the Raiders. We lost our backup offensive guard, okay, Xavier Suelflio. I think that's how you say his name. If I butchered your name, man, I apologize. Xavier, we lost you, bro. He went to the Bengals. We lost our backup offensive tackle, Cameron Fleming. He went to the Giants, along with Coach Clapp. Here's where it gets spicy. We have lost 4 defensive linemen, 2 of which to the Raiders, Malik Collins and Daniel Ross. They both go to the Raiders. Malik Collins was a huge run stopper for us up the middle. So we lost that run stopping force. Huge. We have lost Kenny Hyder to the 49ers. He was kind of a flex defensive end for us. He could rush the passer. Not incredibly effective, but he was nice. And then we lost our team sack leader, Robert Quinn. He goes to join Khalil Mack and the Bears. So that's nice. Then we lose Byron Jones, who signs a incredible deal, the highest paid cornerback. He's going to Miami. They're completely rebuilding over there. And we lost our safety as well, Jeff Heath. He was our big time hitter. We lost him. He was kind of our run enforcer. It ain't looking good, Lucas.
So wait, so you lost a strong safety?
We lost a strong safety, 4 defensive linemen, 2 offensive linemen, a receiver.
I just care about the safety deal.
3 offensive linemen.
Grant Delpit. Safety coming up in the draft. I wish the Titans would get him.
Yeah, we
talk about that in the pod.
Yeah, we need something, man. We're gonna have to get a defensive back, either a corner. But if we didn't lose our corner, Byron Jones, we probably would have gone after a incredible wide receiver, probably CeeDee Lamb. But sadly, not going to be able to do that.
I don't think he'll fall. What pick you got?
17.
He won't fall to you.
You don't think he won't go higher? Or he will go higher?
Yeah, he'll go. CeeDee Lamb's going to go higher.
Yeah, probably.
He's like the number 1. People are loving it.
It's crazy. Anyway, so, dear not fret, we have acquired some free agencies. What is that even word? I wish I could speak English today. Okay, so we have signed Gerald McCoy. You guys might remember him. He was with the Panthers last year. We signed him to a 3-year deal. He was with the Buccaneers before that, so really good run stopper up the middle.
He's way better than Jackson does. Jackson wasn't even happy. This guy was like, we're gonna let all these people go, and then we're gonna sign Gerald McCoy, washed up 80-year-old man.
Well, he hasn't stood out to me in several years, but we need the run support. Obviously, we needed something. Cornerback Maurice Connolly from the Jets picked him up on a 1-year deal. Safety Clinton Dix. He's been chased out of Green Bay and now out of Chicago. We'll see if he can help us in the safety position. Here we go. Tight end Blake Bell from the Chiefs. So we do have one Super Bowl champion on our roster. Hasn't had that in a while. Defensive tackle Don Terry Poe from the Panthers. So we picked up both defensive tackles from the Panthers. So I think that's really going to help us. And then get this, Lucas. Okay, so we re-signed our kicker. All right, Kenny Forbath. Re-signed him to like a 3-year deal. And then guess who becomes available? Because we got the Rams special teams coach as our new special teams coach, which I actually think really is going to help. We picked up Greg the Legs Erline. So we have 2 kickers on the roster, and we lost an all-pro center and our locker room leadership. We're cooking up a good recipe, boys. We're cooking up
that money for that extra kicker could have kept Witten, probably. Just saying,
It definitely could have kept Witten. So we traded Witten for Greg.
Good time.
Oh, no, but Lucas, it gets better. Oh, it gets better.
With the 30-year-old.
We have picked up defensive end / outside linebacker Alden Smith. He was from the Raiders. Last time he played, you guys might remember him. Casey, I bet you remember him. 2015, he played with the Raiders. Before that, he was drafted by the 49ers in 2011. He was the 7th overall pick to the 49ers. He had an incredible year in 2012 where he recorded 19 and a half sacks. Yeah, he was an absolute monster from 2011, 2012, and 2013. 2012 being his highlight year. However, in typical Cowboy fashion, Mr. Lucas, Mr. Smith has been arrested not once, hey Caroline, not twice, 6 times in the past 8 years. 6 times in the past 8 years. 3 times for a DUI. 1 time he was avoiding a court order to stay away from a woman he supposedly committed domestic violence against. She accused him of such. 1 time he was in an airport and was uncooperative with a TSA agent because apparently he was joking around that he had a bomb, but he really didn't. So there's that. And then another time he was arrested and then for a hit and run, he pleaded a no contest in court to a hit and run charge in order to avoid another DUI charge. And most recently, Lucas, you want to know the last time he was arrested? July of 2019, last summer, he was arrested for DUI in California. Or Kansas City, excuse me.
I was thinking that he was changed and everything, but it seems like his stuff is still recent. He might have still gotten better though.
Yeah,
I hope it works out because I love the stories like Darren Waller.
Yes.
People going through stuff like that and coming back better for it. The only thing that worries me is how old he is, but he might be an animal.
Who knows? He's been out of the league for 5 years. I hope he does well. We got him for really cheap. It's a 1-year deal. Most of his money comes from incentives, so he has to perform to get that cash. So we basically got him for nothing on a prove it deal. So I mean, hey, if we could do anything to improve our defensive line. Now here's the thing: if we have Tank Lawrence, this is one thing I am excited about. We have Tank Lawrence on one side. Okay, he's not the guy that can go out and get sacks. He's just not. He's not a Robert Quinn. He's not a speed edge rusher. But what he can do is stop the run. Then we add in Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe up the middle. I think with Mike McCarthy, he's going to switch to a 4-3 setup. And if we can get 2012 Aldon Smith, 19 and a half sack Aldon Smith, we're looking good. However, I don't think we're going to get 2012 Aldon Smith. I think we're probably
19 and a half sack. Now you might get
7,
8 sacks, which is pretty good, honestly. Still,
Robert Quinn led us last year with 7.5, so I'll take 8.
Yeah, see,
I'll take 8. I don't know. Well, so it's kind of we're weighing risk versus reward there with Aldon Smith. So we'll see how that goes. But my overarching point is typical in Cowboys fashion to pick up somebody that's been arrested that much. I hope he turns it around. I really do. It'll be an incredible story. I don't have faith. We'll see.
He'll fit in nicely, though.
Oh, he'll fit in great, man. It's like another
with his nose ring.
Dude, since you know what, I'm actually gonna do I think I should do a stat: Zeke rushing attempts with the nose ring and without the nose ring, and how effective that he's been. Because I swear, bro, I'm telling you, since he's had the nose ring, bro, I swear his numbers have dropped off. I promise you.
He also sat in Cabo for a couple months, right?
Cabo? Yeah, dude. Oh my God. We should have traded Zeke last year for 2 first-round picks and a Herschel Walker 2.0 trade. We have the money. We have the money then to sign Dak, Byron Jones. We also signed Cooper to a crazy deal. Holy heck. That's something else I got to touch on. You reminded me. Thank you. Mari Cooper got like a 5-year, $100 million deal. So we signed him. So he's with us for the foreseeable future. And he got paid. And I think that contract might come back to bite us in a couple of years. We'll see, though.
Right now.
Yeah. But he turned down more money from the Redskins to come stay with us. So that's a sign, a good sign that he wanted to come back and compete with Dallas. Or maybe it's just he doesn't want to go to the graveyard that is the Washington Redskins. Either way, that is our update from the Dallas Cowboys up to this point. So far, up till Monday, April 13th, Dak still not has signed his franchise tender. We'll see what happens if we can sign him to a long-term deal. You have the floor.
You're supposed to. You said you had a little nugget for me from Dan from Dan Orlovsky.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I even wrote a note. Refer to screenshot.
You were like, hey, I got something to tell you in the pod today. You're gonna love it.
Oh, okay. All right, yo. Okay, listen. Everybody, listen up. See what you think about this. I'm curious. Type in the comments, please, if you think this is crazy, asinine, or amazing. Up to you. Depending on what you think.
It is just insert emoji.
Insert clown emoji. Okay, so Darren Orlovsky has said he wants the Dallas Cowboys to do the following. Okay. Number one, he wants the Cowboys to draft Justin Herbert at 17. Number two, he wants the Cowboys to sign Cam Newton to a 1 or 2 year deal. And number three, actually, there's 4 things. Number three, they want the Cowboys to trade Dak Prescott for 2 first-round picks. And then number 4, sign Jadeveon Clowney. Lucas, your thoughts?
I mean, I know that it's getting boring out there, people. It's getting real dry in the sports world right now. It is a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
All right. But this ain't Madden, okay? We ain't playing a video game. Like, okay, so Dak for 2 wins.
Right. I don't think we get
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And then
draft Herbert.
And
sign Clowney. Basically, I think what he's saying.
I don't know if you even get 2 wins for Dak.
I don't think we do. Maybe a 1 and a 2, or maybe a 1 and a 3.
And then also I don't think Cam Newton fits with what you want with the Cowboys. I don't think. That's just me, though.
I don't think he fits the Mike McCarthy play style.
Yeah.
Either. He's not very poised in the pocket. You know what I mean? Dak can be poised. Like he's run at times, right? Like the option, we saw a lot of the option plays there at the end of the year last year. And it's actually quite effective, even though his juke, to refer to Madden, his juke Madden rating is, incredibly low.
Yeah, but Dak doesn't get hurt. And that's the big problem to me, is that the Cowboys went through Tony Romo never being healthy.
There at the end, yeah. He was healthy for a while.
Right. You know what I mean, towards the end.
Yeah. Towards the end, it was 3 years of him being hurt and us having terrible backups.
And that's kind of where Cam's at in his career, I think.
That's interesting.
He's kind of towards that end, where
I think so.
I think Cam can definitely go other places, but for the Cowboys, I just think they're going to sign Dak. They're going to give him $1 gazillion. He's going to be the face of the franchise like he has been. And, they're going to win games. So, you're going to lose some, but you're going to win more than you lose. That's what I'm predicting.
Yeah, I don't predict a Super Bowl anytime soon. I think we signed Dak. I think eventually Jerry's going to cave. We saw it happen last year with Zeke in July. Training camp was going on, and it went on for about 4 or 5 days, and then we caved in and signed Deke and brought him in from Cabo. So,
why no Super Bowl?
Why not Super Bowl? Because historically,
why don't you see a Super Bowl happening?
Because historically, when you sign a quarterback to an exorbitant deal, to where you're paying him I think it's right around above 33, 34 historically, those teams haven't made it to the Super Bowl after that, because you're allocating so many resources to the quarterback position. You simply just don't have the cap space or the cash to adequately fill in other positions. That's where you have to get lucky. And I think we blew the window to where we stole Dak in the 4th round. We drafted Zeke. We traded for Amari. We drafted Leighton Vander Esch. We drafted Jalen Smith late and he got healthy. We had a 2 to 3 year window to where we fit the pieces, to where we had a cheap quarterback. We were able to allocate our money elsewhere. We had Byron Jones. We had Tank Lawrence. We had Robert Quinn. All the pieces were there, and we just couldn't put it together. So my faith is falling, because now we do have to pay Dak an exorbitant amount of money. He's probably going to get his 40, which is extremely sad to me. And then we just don't have the money to put in the other pieces. We just paid Amari $100, and we lost our cornerback, we lost our edge rusher, we lost our center.
You know, you're gonna bring other people in. It's not like the team is gonna drop off a lot from those people, but the thing you have to do is you got to do the 49ers. You gotta like Jimmy G, not that great, getting really overpaid. But good draft. You got like Sosa. I know they had to have a terrible year for that to happen. But, if you can invest in the draft at other positions, I think even if you have a highly paid quarterback, like what if y'all instead of and trade like talking about the quarterback, it's like it's the most important position on the field. Like, you need stability. Let's trade Zeke. Let's get a first and whatever for Zeke. And then invest in getting a Jeff Okuda, a shutdown cornerback to replace Jones.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if you could... Lucas is kind of breaking up for a little bit, but just to kind of recap what he said, because it was lagging, but I think I pretty much got the gist. Basically, is what he's saying is you kind of have to go through you have to go through like kind of a bad you could have to go through like a bad stretch, but you can get a guy like Bosa. You could get a guy you can trade Zeke away and try and get some resources for him. Maybe draft a guy like Oku. I think that's what he said. I'm not familiar with the name. Okuda, excuse me.
Number one cornerback in the draft.
Okay, cool. So you could draft a guy like Okuda. Basically, what we can do is supplement through the draft and just build a team that way and kind of do it like the 49ers. I agree with you. I'm down. I think we can do it. I think historically we've been drafting incredibly good players. You go all the way back to Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick. We literally drafted our entire O-line, and they were the best O-line in the game for probably 6 to 7, 8 years now. And so I believe in our draft team. The problem is, I think because we're paying Dak so much, we already kind of like we had that one little small window. Teams, if you have a window to win a championship, it's 2 to 3 years, and then the window closes and you have to create another one. I think by the time we create another one, I don't know if Dak's going to be the quarterback or if paying Dak so much money I think it's going to hinder us to allocate those resources. So we have to hit in the draft. We have to, because if we don't, then we're, it's over. Anyway, that's just kind of my thoughts.
You just look depressed now, Jackson. You just look sad now, man.
Because we're going to have to pay Dak an incredible amount of money, and I think he's good. And I think here's the thing. I think it's a great face of the franchise. I think he's exactly what you want. I think he's never been late. He shows up on time. He's always there for film. He's exactly what you want in the leader, as in a locker room and on the field. He's had fourth quarter comebacks, game-winning drives. He's done it all. He's only going to get better, but I don't think he's worth 40. And I think when you pay him 40, you lose guys like Jason Witten and Robert Quinn. And those are one of those key pieces that can help you win a championship. I'm confident we're going to make the playoffs over the next several years, especially with the new format. And with the state kind of the division is in right now, I'm not confident that we can get to the championship pedigree.
You just gotta hit it right. Your team's gotta be on fire, And I mean, if you got a good running game, honestly, you can win with anyone. Titans did it last year, so you still got Zeke. Maybe he doesn't come back as Cabo Zeke. Maybe he comes back as.
That's what I'm hoping. We committed to Zeke for the long haul, I need Zeke to step up for me. Despite us losing Travis Frederick, because the past 2 years have been kind of iffy. 2 years before that, he was kind of undisputed best running back in the league. He's kind of now. I'm not saying he's fallen off and like he's like number 12 or number 17, but he's still in the top 5. But for us to win a championship, he's going to need to be number 1.
Kinda. I'm just saying, man, like the 49ers, I think Jimmy G is terrible. I do not like Jimmy G at all. So I think if they can do it, then you can do it. You know what I mean? Pass rush that you don't have.
Yeah, they have a defense we don't have. I'm excited to see the new coaching, though.
But anyways.
Moving on.
Anyways,
Moving on.
away from the sad
Oh, and
to the cool guys.
yes.
All right. I just want y'all to know I have been missing the icy whites by the Titans so bad. All right. I just want to get up on a Sunday and I want to turn the TV on and I want to see Stormtrooper outfit, AJ Brown catching a slant, taking it 80 yards. All right. That's what I'm missing. You just need a. Yo, anyone watching this on YouTube, please watch Jackson do the worst cover-up I've ever seen of anyone eating a granola bar, apparently is what he's eating, or a Chewy, whatever that was. Terrible human being. No, don't even try to talk. Just keep chewing, buddy. You're going to be there for a while. I know. I've had one of those before. Jesus. So anyway, so Jackson did his Cowboys free agency stuff, so I guess I gotta kind of do mine. Real quick, just some losses before I really talk about anything. We lost Jack Conklin, the right tackle, but we signed Dennis Kelly, so replaced him a little bit, and then we signed a backup offensive tackle / guard guy to come in and kind of play the role where he can go wherever, just like Dennis Kelly did. We lost Tajay Sharp, which is going to hurt the receiving corps. We lost LaShawn Sims, our fourth cornerback on the depth chart. He went to the Bengals. Dean Pease, defensive coordinator, lost him. That's huge because he retired. Apparently Vrabels is going to call the play now, so it's a little spooky on the defensive side. All right. We traded Jarrell Casey for a 7th for some strange reason.
Yeah, that one caught me completely off guard. That made no sense to me.
A 4th for this, man. We I understand why we did it. We did it to drop off some money, but surely we could have got a 4th for this man. I wish we could have got a little more. Logan Ryan is still on the free agency market. We haven't signed him. A couple weeks ago, the Titans came out and said that they weren't close to a deal with Logan Ryan any, so it's a little sad.
Dude, that stinks.
We released Delaney Walker, and we released Deion Lewis and Cameron Wake, so we lost all of those guys. Also, we were able to sign Tannehill. All right. We franchise tagged Derrick Henry. He signed his tender. We are waiting. Apparently, they're saying that they're still trying to work out a long-term deal with him. We'll see what happens. I'll talk about that a little bit more next. The Vic Beasley deal. So we got Vic. It's on a 1-year deal, I believe. Hoping he comes out and plays like he did the year they went to the Super Bowl. That would be awesome. On a prove-it deal. We re-signed Kamale Correa. He had 6 or 7 sacks for us last year, I think, which is pretty good. I think he had 6. What else we do? Oh, we signed some random defensive tackle that I've never heard of in my life.
Nice.
And then, so there's two big things I want to get to.
Oh, wait, didn't you sign a ex-Cowboy?
The defensive tackle. That's the random defensive tackle.
Oh, God, who was his name? Anyway, if you remember his name, let me know.
It doesn't matter. He will not be seeing the field a whole lot at all.
Probably not. I remember you texted me about him.
Yeah, he'll be number 3 on the depth chart probably.
Yeah.
But 2 things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Henry and maybe a long-term contract for him that I think would work, and kind of where I feel comfortable in paying him. And then I also want to talk about Clowney Hunt, because Titans Twitter and people on ESPN and everything is blowing up with the Clowney Hunt. And also the Titans have come out, and John Robinson has expressed interest in Clowney. And so also we know Vrabel coached him the year that Clowney had his best year with the Texans. Vrabel was his defensive coordinator. So,
nice.
There's
some connection there. Yeah.
Mojo going on. All right.
Dude, I would love to have Clowney. Oh my gosh.
First off, I want to talk about Derrick Henry, though. So, the way I actually told Jackson about this when we were thinking up of ideas for this episode, and I was like, this is the way I think of Derrick Henry. So, this year he's getting $10 million on the franchise. If we franchise tag him next year, he'll get $12 million. I think both of that is obviously a good number. It's the average of the top 5 or top 3, whatever. I think it's top 5.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. But he led the league in rushing, so everyone's like, oh, he's your best player. He's the face of the franchise. He means everything to you. How can you re-sign Tannehill to a deal that really wasn't that crazy?
Right.
And you look at all the quarterbacks, and you think of the fact that we're about to get a new deal that's coming up next year that's going to make prices just for quarterbacks it's going to skyrocket again.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
And you got Dak over here, and he's like, I want to be paid $1 billion every
He
year,
wants to be the highest paid.
which is crazy.
Yeah, he don't deserve Mahomes money.
So
Anyway,
I
I'm working.
think,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think if Derrick Henry can run the ball just as good as Zeke in terms of production, right?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. They don't have like the same traits or whatever. Like they run the ball differently, but
He
Derrick
proved
Henry,
it. He led the league in rushing, so he proved
right,
it.
he proved it. He proved that he's one of the top 3 backs in the league, arguably, in
Yeah.
terms of pure rushing. But then he caught 18 balls last year. In 2019, this man Derrick Henry caught 18 balls in today's NFL.
That's like 1.1 per game.
So to me, it's like you can do half of what Zeke can do. But for the benefit of the doubt, since you can catch a little bit, I'm gonna give you like another quarter. So like 75%. Like he can give you 75% of the production that Zeke can give you. Right.
Right. Yeah.
How much money is Zeke getting? Like $15 million a year.
Yeah, he's got a 5-year, $60 million deal.
So 75%.
No. $90 million deal.
It doesn't matter. It's
Yeah,
it's
$90 million.
a year.
$90 million. $50 million guaranteed.
$15 million a year. So
$15 million a year.
75% of that is like 11.25 million or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's sign Derrick Henry to I'm cool with like a 4 or 5 year deal. Okay. Let's give him 11 or 12 million dollars a year. I can sleep with that. 12 million a year. We can even front load it a little bit so that later on it's not that bad. We can cut him if we need to.
Yeah.
All right. Or he's at least not hitting our cap that bad. And I'm okay with guaranteeing him a lot of money up front. Because right now, Derrick Henry has like no injury history. He had the hammy problem a little bit, but it didn't matter. Okay? He still went out there. He ran all over people.
Stiff arm is absolutely insane.
All right? A little stiff arm action.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. He talked about it. I heard him talk about it. He was like, people are trying to smack my arm down before I can even like as soon as I put my hand up like this, like to go to extend, like people are already trying to smack it down, but it don't matter because
Dude is he is so strong, bro. It is insane.
I love it. So like, if we do a 4-year deal at 12 million, that's like 48 million.
Yeah.
Give him 40 million guaranteed, or guarantee the whole thing. Honestly, I don't care. But I just think that wouldn't hurt. It's okay against the cap, and we're not having to pay 16 million to make him the highest paid halfback in the league.
Right. You're not having to.
So scared is what he wants.
Right.
Like he hasn't said that's what he wants, but you have to think that that's what the guy that just won the Russian title wants. Right.
Yeah, I would think so. I think he wants to be the highest paid. I mean, who doesn't want to be the highest paid if you're just if you won the rushing title or won the receiving title, like, you know.
Right. And in my head, it's just like you can't want that. We're just going to franchise you, and you can sit out. That's fine. Like I feel like the Titans are like that. Not opposite of cave in over there.
Yeah, we can't let Dak sit out because then the season is actually over if we let Dak sit out.
Well, I was referring to the Zeke situation last year.
Oh well, yeah, we cave. Yeah, Jerry Jones has already said. I mean, he's done that. Came out in a harsh stance against Zeke. It's like, all right, man, stay in Cabo. You won't get paid. Like a week later, this dude's paid. You sign him next week, bro. Like, it was bad.
So the last thing I want to talk about is the Clowney hunt. Okay, I have seen this stuff about Jadeveon Clowney all over the place. He wants $20 million. We're not going to sign him at $20 million.
Whew.
So then he drops his asking price to like 17 or 18 mil. Is what he's saying he'll accept. I could see the Titans signing him on like a 2 or 3 year deal for like 13 a year. So if it drops to that, I can see us getting him.
You think he'll take that though?
But apparently, all the other teams are dropping out of him. I think he's gonna have to drop down to at least 15 for a team to sign him. Because everyone's like, "Oh, Clowney's so good. He's such a pass rush." This man had like 3 sacks last year or something, right?
Yeah, but you have to double team him.
He's such a better run down player, honestly.
Yeah.
And,
good pursuit.
I'm okay with that. All right. Just picture this in your head, Jackson.
All right. I'm ready.
But you're picturing. Yep.
Picturing. They're on.
All right. You're Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
You're getting up to the line. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
You look across your offensive lineman. You ain't got your Travis Frederick center no more.
Oh,
okay?
red flag.
Yeah. You see Harold Landry on the far left.
Ooh,
You see
spooky.
Jeffrey Simmons.
Oh,
Jeffrey
God.
Simmons next to him.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm shaking.
Right?
I'm shaking a little bit.
Jadeveon Clowney.
I'm shaking. Oh, God. I might pee my pants.
Then you got Vic Beasley.
Oh, my God. Wasn't he a sack rusher, a sack leader a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm calling timeout. Coach, take me out of the game, Coach. I got called timeout. Take me out, Coach. I'm sorry. My contract ain't fully guaranteed. I'm about to die.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. And you know, you got a Daquan Jones in there also probably. Got Sean Evans, Jalen Brown. All right, you got a Dory Jackson and Malcolm Butler on the edge, just swatting everything down. You got Kevin Byard looming in the back. You know he's going to pop up out of nowhere, lay down on the Cowboys logo and then stand up and intercept it, all right? Then you got Kenny Vaccaro. Every time you try to hand the ball off to Zeke, in the backfield, out of nowhere.
Clean up on aisle 5.
That's right. I love the idea of Clowney. I love the name that Clowney has. I love the reputation he has. I don't like his production in terms of what he wants.
I think he would do well with Vrabes, though.
He would. Because he already did. You know, they have a relationship. But he wanted $20 million of the Texans. He got traded. Wanted $20 million with Seattle. They're not giving it to him. Wanted 18 with Seattle. They're not giving it to him. The Browns have backed out on him, according to reports, at $18 million. Like,
dang.
No one wants it because it's just too much money for someone that doesn't get sacked.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's like, oh, like you just get double teamed all the time. Like there are rumors about his motor, and there are rumors about if he really tries all the time and he's injury prone, and you can't get a physical right now because the corona apocalypse is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
it's a lot of questions. There's a lot of question marks there. But the image that you painted me, okay, while I was, Dak Prescott in the huddle, okay, it was scary because I think here's what happens. You have Jeffrey Simmons, and I'm sorry, who was the other guy? I know we got Beasley.
Harold Landry. Linebacker, Vic Beasley, outside linebacker.
Okay.
You got like Jeffrey Simmons, Daquan Jones, and
right.
Jadeveon Clowney.
What Jadeveon Clowney and Simmons, I think what Simmons is going to get to, we saw some glimpses of that last year. It's going to get to a point where they'll have to double team him as well. So if you have that, where you have constant pressure from Clowney, constantly having to get double teamed, I mean, Beasley, where he was at his highest performance is when he had a big time edge rusher off the end opposite him in Atlanta. I think was it Jonathan Abraham? Was he still in the game?
Not
at that point?
Sure.
I can't remember who it was. But if you have somebody opposite him who could take away some pressure, you're going to open up Beasley, and Beasley's going to have a better year. All right, all of a sudden.
8 sacks last year or 9?
Yeah, you have Landry coming in off the edge. You got Clowney running stuff up the middle. You got Simmons coming in. And you're able to bring Beasley in around the edge to where, as a defensive front, I could easily see that being top 3 in the league, if not the best defensive front in the league, because of the fact that there's just too much pressure from so many sides. That's going to open up the nickel formation for you guys, able to drop back a couple more because you can realistically rush 4 or 5 every play, and you're going to get pressure.
Well, in terms of like just looking at the names, bro, it's wild. Or
it's
looking
insane.
at the draft picks, like it blows your mind. Like Harold Landry's a 2, like an early 2, I think.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons is a 1. Was predicted to go top 5, but he was hurt, and we picked him up.
Yeah.
Clowney's a 1 overall. Like Vic Beasley, high draft pick, sack leader.
Yeah.
A lot of names going on.
Yeah, but like my overall point is like if you have guys opposite Beasley that can take away pressure, and we're like, oh, Beasley, he hasn't done anything for the past 3 or 4 years, and then he can just have a comeback year. You know what I'm saying? Like they could take all eyes are not going to be on him. He's on a prove it deal too. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have that lineup. Beasley gives you 8 or 9 sacks this year.
And they're also talking about like, what if the Titans just? Cause we got a little bit of free cap. Not a whole lot. We don't have enough to sign him to like a 20,
Yeah.
But we can squeeze out like a 13 or something. Like a 1-year deal, like $12 million, load it with incentives, and just tell him to go get the quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, that would be scary. So if he could sign Henry at a good deal and sneak in Clowney on the back end. Yeah.
Like we're not gonna sign him this year, I don't think. They say they're talking, but I don't think they'll come to a
conclusion or resolution by the time it's over.
But he'll still play because that's the kind of guy he is,
Right. Wonder what that's like.
Draft a guy from Alabama. Don't draft a guy from Ohio State.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. It's been crazy. Lucas, anything else?
That's all I got. Other than, I just want to say that Logan Ryan is the most underappreciated cornerback in the league. He wanted $10 million. He's not going to get it, and he had like one of the best years of his career. As a cornerback, had like 9 sacks for us, or 7, or something wild, from where we blitzed him.
Yeah.
He had just an awesome year. He has a pick 6 for Tom Brady's last throw as a Patriot. So let that sink in.
Would you rather have Logan Ryan or Jadeveon Clowney?
Logan Ryan. More sacks and a leader on the team. It kind of bothers me that we're losing Logan Ryan, Delaney Walker,
and Jarrell Casey.
And Jarrell Casey, yeah. That bothers me a little bit in terms of leadership.
Yeah.
And Wesley Woodyard, the linebacker on the defense.
Yeah.
Tim Austin.
Well, overall, guys, we all know the Chronopocalypse is all going on. It's sad and depressing. And the Cowboys free agency ain't looking too good. But hey, guess what? Your boys are back. We're back and we're here to stay. Pods every single week from now until the Super Bowl is over. We are incredibly excited to be back. Please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about our pod today. Short little mini episode for the YouTube videos for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We sure enjoyed being back. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Real
quick. So what do we got going on in terms of schedule? We got Thursdays, the Go For Two podcast episode comes out, and then the Hometown Heroes comes out same day?
Yes. We'll come out same day. At the same time. We might tweak that a little bit, just kind of here and there. Maybe do Hometown Heroes early in the week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play with it and see what kind of fits best. But yeah, episode 1, season 2 comes out Thursday. This is going to go live as soon as I go in and edit, and probably come out Thursday as well. And we'll go from there. I'm excited to be back. I've been bugging Lucas, like I said, for about two months now, ready to get back in.
We weren't supposed to start until next week, but we came back a week early because draft talk next week.
Yo,
right?
yes.
Who do we like? Who would we just love for our teams to get and stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
Good time.
Yeah. So this week we're going to talk about. We got Brady talk that we're talking about. We got the playoff format. Oh gosh, what else is on my notes? Jeez, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Me and Lucas literally sat here in a call the other day and we just listed everything out.
Brian trade.
Yeah, we have an action-packed show for you guys this week, so be sure to tune in for that. And we will see you guys on the next one.